Hi everyone, Grace from Mensa Maths. So I did write down some notes today for today's topic. Because I tried to record it multiple times, I end up just like have a lot of thoughts. So I just organized them a little bit. So recently I saw a Facebook post. A dog owner took his dog to a obedience class, the very first class he ever had with his dog, and he apparently just recently got the dog as well. It's a pretty brand new dog, and they went to this obedience class, and the class teaches the dog to sit down and stay. And then he made a comment. He said, "Well, when I try to teach my dog down command, the dog actually tried to bite him. He's not really happy with that. He said, wow, my dog never tried to bite me before, and I tried to teach him down command, he's biting me, or try to fight on the bite." And then he then proceeds to say that it must be because he's using a prong collar, and that's what caused the biting and then the fight. So it's actually a very, very common circumstances, I guess. I heard very similar stories, different scenarios, but similar stories and similar complaints, right? This must be because of tool. So for the video, for this particular incident, I really want to cover actually three parts of it. Number one is the expectation. Most people, when the dog first time try to bite them or nip them, or from just being he's just being bratty, nip me, to more serious growling or biting. So people usually caught people off guard. A lot of dog owners wasn't expecting that. There could be a lot of reasons. Some people have always have really easy going dogs in their lives, so they didn't expect the dog that they got from a shelter or rescue organization. Those dogs may not be that easygoing. So when the dog do show signs, you may call it aggressive. A lot of the clients I work with, dog just simply fearful and showing some fear aggression signs. And people are really freaking out because the expectation is my dog can never bite me. My dog will never bite me. But they're dogs, right? Even human bites, right? They're dogs. They have full mouth of teeth. They're predators. Their major weapon is their teeth. That's their biggest weapon, right? So dog bites. And for people who have dog for a very short time as well, sometimes your dog might know you're the one gonna have the dog. Doesn't mean he won't proceed to bite you. It doesn't really matter he meant it or he accidentally bite you. Like in this incident, the dog just tried to fight. So whoever tried to teach the dog down, he probably gonna try to put teeth on it anyway. It doesn't really matter who it is. It doesn't really matter if he's the owner. And also, I have clients dog by the owners. So expectations, right? Dog bites. So if your dog ever bites you, don't be too surprised. My personal dog tried to bite me on a couple of occasions. That's why training is important, to really understand what's going on. And if those are scenarios we can prevent or help or teach the dog, those are not acceptable. So that's number one, expectations, right? Don't make assumptions that your dog will never bite you or bite other people. In fact, dog biting harm kids. Actually, a lot of those dogs are family dogs that never have any incidents, and then they end up harm their child because people just didn't prepare for it, right? Anyhow, so the second part I want to talk about, so when things didn't go right, in this scenario, now the owner definitely among all the reasons, anything could trigger this dog to bite. Among all the reasons he want to say because of prong collar is a problem. Now we all have kitchen knives in our kitchen. When we cut vegetables, cut meat, we could cut ourselves by accident. Do we blame the knife? We may do. I'm like, darn it, right? But most of the time we blame whoever used the knife, right? You're like, oh shit, I just have to be careful next time. It's not knife's fault, right? Knife didn't do anything. Now also the knife, I'm in my kitchen, and that knife could be really dangerous, could be used as a murder weapon. I hope no one think that, but it's the truth, right? But people still keep kitchen knives in their kitchen, knowing they could be murder weapons, right? So part about the tools, one part of it definitely it's about who to use it, how to use it, right? That's number one. Really, why you blame the tools, right? Did you blame the person who used the tools? Did you blame yourself? Maybe didn't learn how to use it correctly before you start using it, right? Did you consider the person who teach you may not the best suitable way for you to learn, right? Months back, I got a call. Somebody found me on Yelp. She called me. She said her dog was very fearful. They went to a very famous facility, did a 2 weeks board and train using remote collar. And she said her dog come back worse, more fearful, and more aggressive. So she called me. She said, Grace, I want to train with you. I just want to make sure you don't use remote collar. I said, why is that? She said, because I sent her to that facility, she got worse because they use a remote collar. And then I asked her, I said, well, has that ever crossed your mind that maybe the person who didn't use the tool correctly, rather than blame the tool, is bad? All right, especially remote collar nowadays, such a demonized tool, right? And people have all these emotions about it, but it's just a piece of equipment, just like your kitchen knife, just like a pencil that can write on paper, drawing amazing drawings, and you also can stab you in the eye and get you blind. And no one blamed the pencil, said this pencil is too sharp, we should not use pencils, right? There are a lot of things are dangerous in our life, but also make our lives more convenient. And for all the tools I tell my clients, it's not really, the tools don't teach the dog. That's a lot of people get remote collar or a prong collar. They think that tool gonna fix the dog. Tools don't fix the dog. People do. Now I can fix your dog, but my work is really to help the owner to fix their dog or help the dog. And sometimes with certain tools make the work easier. We have cell phone now. We have smartphone. Why want smartphone? Make our life more convenient. I use map all the time because I get lost all the time, right? Like I'm recording this video on my phone, which couldn't be done before without smartphone. Without phone have cameras. Without phone with bigger capacity memories, right? Those are tools. Phone is a tool. It's a technology. And with this thing, evil things come with it too. Cyberbullying, right? Dick photos, right? Right, so, but no one say, oh, let's ban the smartphone because this thing's evil, right? So part of about the tool, I really think how to introduce it. And there are also possibility, like I have clients' dog, I don't use certain tools or certain colors, it's just not the right fit. Because dog do have different temperament, you don't have to use it. Now, but if you close your mind to say, if I use that tool, I cannot, it's bad for my dog, then more than likely you're closing your mind on other things that could help your dog as well. And that's actually I'd say the most, I don't like using the word dangerous, but the most unfair part on you that when it comes to really helping your dog. Because always it's not just about the tool. The people who against tools, usually they have their own emotional challenge that they don't want to face. And then they're going to block out other things could help their dog as well. So it's not, people who call me, tell me, Grace, I just don't want to use remote collar. Grace, I don't want to use prong collar. There even one person tell me, Grace, I don't want to use food. The thing is, it's really not about what you want to use, what you don't want to use. The reality is you already tell me that, Grace, I'm not that committed to helping my dog. And I don't have to use those two to help your dog. But I already know you won't listen to me on other things I tell you. Because refusing using certain tools, you already block your mind off. There's a wall between us right there. Because I have clients initially don't like using tools. And then we still work together. They literally tell me, Grace, we have some observation about the prong collar. But we're definitely willing to give it a try if you think that's a right fit. Now, when I go in with clients, see clients' dog, I never just put a prong collar on the dog on the first session. I never put a remote collar on the dog on the first session. I work with the dog where the dog's at. I work with the owner where the owner's at. And then see where's our next step, right? So I think introducing the tools and really help the owner to understand how to use it. I actually have clients tell me, Grace, we've always really against the tool. And I am the first person ever to actually teach them what this tool about. Everybody just told me, oh, you have big dogs, you need to use a prong collar. Because then you can control the dog, right? Now, that's not how I go in. I did tell them the tool gives them leverage when you do have very large dogs. It could be really dangerous if you couldn't hold your dog back. There's some physical leverage that's going to give to you. At the same time, I also try the tool on them, teach them how to use it before we even introduce it on the dog. And then after we use on the dog, I also ask them, do you feel your dog's depressed because there's collars on them? And I also give them advice on how to avoid collar smart, or dog only listen when the collar's on, or only listen, or being a little bratty when you're trying to put the collar on. I have a series of things going to teach you before I even allow you to use that tool. Okay, so that's the second part of it. So really, why you blame the tool? Really ask yourself. For this instance, I want to add the third part. When you teach a down command to a dog, the down command is actually a very difficult command to teach a dog, especially if your dog is, say, insecure, fearful, reactive. And in this particular situation, my understanding, this owner didn't get a dog for a very long time yet. And he go to an obedience class, and this happened to be the very first obedience class he ever attended. So this dog is scared. This dog have not yet really have full bond and trust with his own owner. And then being put in this group class, potentially very stressful. And then have a trainer, also a stranger, and they try to teach a dog a down command. Now, for the dog, I said sometimes we have to look at, is your dog's like, I'm really scared, I'm fearful for my life, and now you want me to be on my knees, so I'm not having it, I'm gonna fight. Now the fighting mechanism is use their tool, right? The claws and the teeth, right? So this is the part when I come to down command, I tell people, this is more like my last video talk about your dog really telling you, I'm not ready for this yet, right? So the other thing I want to talk about also about down command is if you work with me, I don't teach obedience to solve behavioral problems. And over time, all the dogs I work with will sit for me, will doing a down for me, will wait, will learn all of those. But usually I don't use a single command for any of them, because what I teach is to teach a dog to relax. The relaxation. When your dog sleep, your dog laying down because your dog's relaxed, right? That's a relaxation. It's actually what reflect on the behavior, and I will actually reward that. I don't necessarily tell the dog you have to lay down right now, because there's no purpose for me in my training. When I try to teach a dog to relax, I don't tell the dog to lay down, because you could offer that behavior doesn't mean your mind is relaxed. So I'm actually waiting for the mind to relax first, and then dog show me the behavior to reflect the mind. My next video going to talk a little more about that. So that's kind of what I want to cover with this video, this interesting Facebook post I read. So again, 3 parts. First, a small summary. Number 1 is expectation. Don't ever assume your dog won't bite you or any other people. There always could be a risk. And sometimes your dog intentionally try to bite you. Sometimes your dog intentionally try to bite you, but doesn't mean harm. Could be out of fear, which is very common for most of the dog I work with. They are intentionally try to bite you, but it's out of fear. A lot of those dogs can be helped. If you happen to be stuck in that limbo, make sure to reach out to me and see if we can work together and how can I help you with that. Number 2 of the story, everything going wrong, right? For this particular incident, there's so many things can be blamed, but don't just blame the tool. Let's put it that way. Maybe it's not the right tool for your dog, but don't just blame the tool, right? Maybe the trainer not the right fit. Maybe the way the trainer to show you the tool is not the right fit. Maybe this session is too early for you and your dog. You guys not ready for it, right? Maybe this dog do have a temperament, could cause the training to be challenging because the dog's temperament. All those reasons could be why your dog tried to bite you in this particular case, right? The 3rd part is teaching a down command is a very could be challenging, specifically for the dogs that have behavioral challenges. Teaching it down sometimes is really hard for them. It's a very vulnerable position for them to be in, right? And on top of that is I don't teach down command to a dog, but they will start offering them, and then we'll catch those, and then the dog will offering them more. So if you want to learn more about that, make sure to reach out or check out my website, mensa-mutts.com. That's mensa-mutts.com. Bye, guys.